I'm Buddy's boyfriend. She told me it was okay to say that too, so I'm going to say I'm Buddy's boyfriend. She's that way. I don't know why I keep pointing it. Anyway, so I used to look like that, and now I look like this. For those of you that know me, you get the whole quirkiness thing. And I'm drinking apple juice with the video. And why I am here. I did a book review some time ago on this book, and they are making it into a movie. Supposedly. It's in the works. Should be up in a couple years, maybe. Um, Many good things I said about this book, and even though I can't pronounce the guy's name, I'm going to pick a new book. Actually, I did pick a new book, and I read it in a day, which might make some of y'all happy because y'all seem to like my videos. So, Buddy, where's that penguin book at I read, or bat book? Bats at the library. I'm gonna do a review on that one too while I'm here because I read it. Yay! So this book, movie, I've got my hopes up about it. The last time I read a book and watched the movie, it was The Hunger Games, and I had seen little snippets of the movie here and there. But since I was reading the book, I held back on watching the movie till I actually finished the book. And like most book aficionados, once they read the book and they watched the movie, they go, "Oh well, the movie sucked. I hate the movie because they left this out, they left that." Yes, they do that when they go from book to movie. I was disappointed with Hunger Games. I felt like the couple of key things they left out from the book might have made the movie a little better. But what am I? Not a book aficionado. I do like to read from time to time.
Sexy beast, that's what you are.
And then we get into, I thought I had it upside down. We get into this book by that guy, and it's been about 2 months since I actually finished reading this book. So, big long list of books Jesse read this year and last year. Pandemonium by Warren Fahey, right?
I think it's Fahey.
She says now it's Fahey. I'm pretty sure if we look in the last video, it was Fahey, but Warren Fahey. I have a thought in my head I'm just going to keep to myself because I don't want to anger the guy. But the book, very well written, very imaginative. He used factual things for fiction-based writing. I've always heard that 90% of fiction is fiction, but there's that 10% of truth in it. And what they did was they had a Russian guy, big time, "I'm Russian and I will do what I want." He makes a big city. Actually, he buys the city. It's underground. And supposedly some of the Russians' art stuff had these cities built, which leads me to wonder if maybe the U.S. isn't doing that too. Don't let the CIA come get me tonight. Tomorrow's okay, though. No, actually, tomorrow. Do it tonight so I can get back to work on Tuesday. I got to be at VA Monday. So, yeah, do it tonight just to get it out of the way. He's working to get power restored, and there are these creatures from one of the lithics. I know I mentioned that in some kind of, I'm reading this book video I did a while back. But one of the lithic areas, and I am not one of them guys that is going to be able to tell you which one without going back to the book. So, a lithic era. You can use your imagination a little more and maybe read the book and say, "Oh, that's the one he was talking about." Well, if he just said that, I wouldn't have had to waste my time reading the 2, 3, 4 chapters, whatever it was, before they finally mentioned what era it was that the creatures were from. It might even be pre-Cambrian. I don't know. She's watching me, which makes me very nervous. No, you can stay. You can stay. Oh, well, she went away. So he's building a city underground, lithic era creatures. There's a big underground, I want to call it a pond because I'm some kind of freaking redneck and we've got creeks and ponds, not lakes and rivers. So it's an underwater lake. It's got all this funky creatures to it, and they swarm people much like bees would do, or killer ants, or the fire ants in Texas. And now that I have said Texas, it leads me to this whole tangent of things that I will refrain from. But should one Mr. Carl Little ever review one of my videos, yes, I was going to say videos, one of my videos, just know that I refrained from my tangent on Texas. You're welcome. And for those of you that do have passion for Texas, I am a mild Astros fan, and most of the Texas country artists do make me very proud to have a country base to me. And no, I'm not saying I've got a big ass, because I do not. I have no ass. I am an ass, but I have an ass. There's a tangent for you. Oh, look, a squirrel. They have this underground city that this big Russian mafia guy, I don't even know if it's Russian mafia, it's a Russian mob. What do they call the Russian underground community? Russian mob. He has a city built up. He's having people go in here and try and identify these creatures, find some way to counter their effects, kill them in essence. So I can't say too much on that area, but I will have to backtrack a little bit, because some of these creatures existed on an island that they named Hinder's Island. A scientific exploration group went over there, and one or two of them made it back. There's some pretty cool creatures that resided on this island that now reside in Pandemonium. I'm pointing at the floor that you all cannot see because my hand is chopped off by the camera, but the book is sitting right there beside me because there's not a table. So the book Pandemonium, or the city's called Pandemonium. They never get the power turned back on to the very end. If it goes to movie, it's going to be a very epic. I hope it goes to movie, because this scene right here would be worth waiting an hour and a half to see, and then 15 minutes to lead up to the very end of the movie where they say, "Yay, we lived." Lionsgate needs to do this movie. I'll just put it that way, since I kind of put a little spoiler. Lionsgate, pick up the book, read it, say we love it. We want to make the movie, because I know you all love movies like this book. Hinder's Island, they pick up some creatures from it they refer to as Hinders. They're six-armed, furry things, creatures. They are... If Darwin were around, he'd go, maybe we didn't come from monkeys, but why'd we lose the extra arms? One of them kind of things. So they are in Area 51. I don't even know if air quotations works anymore, but Area 51, because I don't know what else to call the place, unless I say some kind of ultra secret, secretive government conspiracy cover-up place where they have these things and they're teaching them the human ways. With the backing of America, the greatest frickin' country on God's green earth. It's blue. For those of you that go looking from space, it's blue. So God's blue earth. Okay, now that you've had time to digest that, the creatures have a spokesperson for them. I forget the guy's name. It's been 2 months since I finished the book, and I'm a little nuts, so y'all understand that much. He gets to go to various places in the world and meet with higher up humanoids, humans, earthlings, and he projects a good picture of what his people are about. They are several millions of years old. Eons. They have lived for eons. And he's writing down snippets of their past. I don't know if it's part of a book he's writing, or just taking notes, or having memories, and he's writing them down. And there's charts and stuff in the book that correspond with the eras that we know. And it was kind of cool looking at those too. And then there's pictures of some of the creatures. I don't know if it's going to be in every book of Pandemonium. It's in the hardback that I have, that Bunny has, that I borrowed to read eventually, and finally did. So I liked the book. It grabbed my imagination. I had to force myself to read it because I'm quick-thoughted. It's a word. It's a word. Look it up. It's in there. It's gotta be. And some of the parts of it there was a lot of reading with nothing really going on, but it all built up to a bigger picture, so I can deal with it. Apple juice. I have to go find another book. I'm gonna let the video run, so we put some music in here, or she'll just edit it out. 3, 2, 1, edit, add music. So. the book I was going to look for was right behind me. If you didn't notice me, kind of. Oh, there it is. Squirrel. This is called Bats at the Library, and it's by really teeny tiny print. It is written and illustrated by Brian Lies, and I hope that's how it's pronounced because that's how it's spelled. Maybe I got one right. I'm 1 for 3. I could be a baseball player. Great kids book. Uses rhyme. I can read you a little bit of it, and y'all can go. Actually, I'll read the first couple of pages here. It says, "Another inky evening's here. The air is cool and calm and clear. We've feasted, fluttered, swooped, and soared, and yet we're still a little bored." So you can kind of see how it goes. It's like that throughout the entire book. It tells the story of how a library window was left open and the bats have been waiting for another moment to go visit the library and expand their horizons, their minds, especially in the young bats, because this doesn't seem to happen very often. So they're all in there, they're doing their thing, reading their books, playing games, shadow puppets, so on and so forth. And then the sun comes up, and being that they're bats, they don't like the sun, so they got to go back to their cage. So very good kids book, more along the lines of stuff that I should probably be reading. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, ha ha ha. I heard that via the interwebs. I know I'm slow at reading. I told you all this, but that's really all I've got. Atlantis Rising movie's coming out. Pandemonium. Pick it up, read it. Especially if you're into all that government conspiracy stuff and evolutionist. And if you believe in God, then this book will reiterate the fact that if God was not around, even worse things would have happened. And if you are one of the people that doesn't like me referring to God or anything, I've learned that being politically correct only gets you as far as somebody's ass. And then you can wipe the stuff off your nose when you're done doing whatever it is you're doing. So thank you for your time. Link stuff at the bottom, and I'll talk to y'all next time.